specifically me. I didn't turn on the microphone.
Oh, hi! Welcome to...
We're not an idiot! And remembered to turn on the microphone finally.
What do we call this again?
Phoenix Roost.
Phoenix Roost. Welcome to Phoenix Roost, now with sound.
Yes.
And music. Got some jazz going.
Yeah. And I did some more thorough searching on YouTube, and it seems like there are a couple of other channels named Phoenix Roost, but they're all have completely different premises than this, so we're fine. Also, none of them are particularly popular, so we just need to get more popular. And we're fine. And it won't matter that we came on the scene. We started posting YouTube videos after they did. If we're more popular, then they did. That's how we get our audience.
Translated into Chinese and then make English subtitles or something like that. And then they try to market it. And it was a horrible translation, which was hilarious for everyone involved. So instead of Revenge of the Sith, it was Backstroke of the West. Yeah, it's that bad. Every time the word Sith appears, it's West for whatever reason. Or big, also big. That is another translation for the word Sith.
Well?
So, for example, Count Dooku, you know what his name is now? The. T-H-E. The Big. He is a Sith. It was, I think Darth is big. I don't even know. It's just, the whole thing is hilarious. Like, Palpatine is now Speaker D. That's his name. Obi-Wan is Ratio Tile. Anakin is a la Gold. Oh, Padme is the Plum of. The Plum of. That is her name. Yoda, I think, is Vanquish is. Now, Mace Windu is Text How Big. And Darth Vader has the best name of all. He is Reaching the West of Reaches. Which is surprisingly poetic for a badly translated movie.
Yeah.
Reaching the West of Reaches. It's kind of a cool name. Of course, C-3PO is below the skin, so we do have that. R2-D2 is Reach the Man.
Reach the what?
Reach the Man.
Reach the man.
Reach the Man, that is his name.
Okay.
Count Dooku's words to Anakin before he attacks him is, "I has been hating you." That's the essence of his speech. You're a sacrifice article that I cannot drop now. It's pretty funny. As you can probably tell, we're starting this a bit later than last time, but this is a good time for a fire.
And then I will go in the garage and get axe. Okay, probably time to reset.
That's all he does. He just drives around the block with that thing and then parks it.
I don't know. Okay, successfully reset.
Kill ourselves. Nice.
It's goofed out.
Yeah, nice and
Depending on the rate at which this stuff burns down, the big thing.
that's a big get going a little faster.
How's your week been?
Oh, pretty crazy. Just a lot of things to get done. There's daily assignments in Daniel, which has been a lot of fun. Learning about what it was like back then and sort of what it meant, what the book of Daniel, what it meant to its original audience, which is really cool to find out. Some things that we would miss as Westerners mean a lot of different things to people in the ancient East. I was really admiring Daniel's attitude when he was confronted with this problem of having to eat this meat that had been offered to idols, and the king was providing it to him, and the law said he couldn't eat it. Instead of just protesting it publicly or getting angry or just revolting or something, just the wisdom and the peace with which he handled the situation by just eating vegetables and leaving the rest to God was really cool. And it's a good example these days, I thought, where most arguments and most resistance is done very loudly and very furiously. So I thought that was a good example. Mine's that, and then I had some circuits I had to do, had problems with that. Resistors and power supplies and all that kind of thing. It wasn't so much that the problems were hard, it was getting it set up.
Yeah.
Oscilloscopes and function generators and a bunch of other things with lots of unpronounceable buttons.
Oh, this wasn't like analyzing drawn circuits. This was setting up real functioning versions.
No, some of it was. It was kind of half and half. So we had the lab where we had to get it all up and running, and then we had class where we actually were given like paper stuff.
Okay.
And it involved integration, which I thought was different. I didn't think we'd have to integrate in this circuit. Let's just make an integration anyway.
Yep.
You find yourself missing words? Or are you happy to just be back and not have to be in school anymore?
I'm happy to just be here.
Yeah. That's good.
There's a lot of people that I miss at Lawrence, but like half of them are people who graduated with me or ahead of me, so.
Oh, so it wouldn't matter even if you were back there.
Yeah. Oh, I almost feel like my time at Lawrence solidified here as being home for me. Like not necessarily this house.
Just Minnesota, this area?
Yeah, like I don't know quite what it is, but like the friendships I have here seem a lot stronger than the friendships I had at Lawrence.
You've had more time to build on them.
Yeah, and I think part of that's just the friends I had here that I just had because I went to school with them. I no longer hang out with, so I no longer really consider them friends.
Yeah.
There's a few people that I want to see again at Lawrence at some point in the not terribly distant future.
No, that's what
There's
reunions
also
are
a couple. There's also a couple of people who I have no idea when I'm going to see them again.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're all the way on the other side of the country.
Yeah, one of my good
Like
friends.
Texas.
Texas? Yeah, I guess that's a very decent ways away from here.
Yep.
Maybe once you get your bus tank, you can drive down like Nebraska and they can meet you there.
Yep.
Do you have a name for that vehicle?
The one name that's stuck in my head the longest is a possibility, which I think at this point means it's quite likely to be the eventual name for it, is Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Neat. The rolling sanctuary. Like Canada.
Yep.
That's why it's safe.
Yep.
Will it still be yellow? Or so that to avoid confusion will be a different color.
Well, I would ideally want it to still be yellow, but I think legally,
Oh yeah.
if it's not actually being used as a school bus, it can't be painted school bus colors.
Why don't we have them change the law?
That's a lot of work, and I'm very lazy.
Yeah, but yellow though. I don't know. What color would you want it to be if not yellow?
I mean, green would be the obvious correct color, but I don't know.
It'd be white.
The
other obvious green color. vehicle.
I've never liked white vehicles. Like,
Yeah.
they just don't look very good. They get dirty way too quick.
Oh yeah.
And like the dreary colors of green don't really look good as a vehicle either. You need like really dark greens to work on a vehicle.
Is the green more like a lime green or neon green?
Not quite that bright, but more of a middle sort of green.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the color of my car, the dark, slightly metallic blue.
Yeah.
But
That would be a good color. Maybe teal, halfway in between.
maybe.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Getting that school bus though is probably a ways off yet.
Oh yeah. So I saw you got your license, your bus license.
Yep.
That's great. Have you actually started doing that yet?
Yeah, I've been driving for about 2 weeks now.
Oh wow, how's it going?
It's real exhausting.
So I've heard.
I am no longer having my brain melt out of my ears after driving the bus for 3 hours, so that's good.
Well, yeah, that's that much.
Now I just have to deal with the kids and occasionally the parents.
What would the parents do?
Sometimes parents can be somewhat unreasonable.
Huh. In what way, like speed-wise, or?
So today I was at a stop
Yeah.
this morning. Went through all the procedures for a stop. Started the amber lights 30 feet or so before the stop. Came to a stop, opened the door, let kids on, checked checked for any stragglers, didn't see any, started pulling away. I then see, pretty quickly after I start pulling away, another kid.
Ah.
Now, given how fast they showed up after I started pulling away, I probably should have seen them when I was checking for stragglers. So I was going to let them on the bus. But legally, I have to go through all of those procedures for doing a stop before I open the door.
Ah, okay.
Meant basically I had to go around the block
Oh, I see.
and come back. And the parent thought this was ridiculous and was screaming at me and eventually pulled her car right in front of the bus, preventing me from moving. And I'm just like, this is what the law says. I am not risking a large ticket to let your student on, or let your kid on right now, when I can pull around the block and be here in a minute.
Yeah. Yikes. Well, what'd they do then?
Eventually, I apparently won the war of waiting because she just told her kid to get into the car and drove her kid to school.
Ah.
But I was not sure what I was going to do there. I had started calling dispatch, trying to get dispatch's opinion on what to do. But,
A tough situation there.
yeah.
How far had you pulled away when you saw the kid?
I had just if it wasn't for the fact that my door was closed, I still could have been considered at that stop. But because I closed the door and the lights, all the red flashing lights and stuff went off when I closed the door, I had legally completed the stop and needed to start from scratch.
I see.
So
It does seem like an odd regulation if you're already there, but I guess I do see why you'd have to follow the law.
yeah, this is the one edge case where the law as it is written doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah. But you gotta obey the law.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with kids and keeping them safe.
Yep. Like, there are situations where if a law is causing enough harm, yes, you should disobey the law.
Yeah.
This was causing a minor inconvenience because I needed to go around the block to do what I wanted to do.
That would not have taken much time.
No.
A very unreasonable parent. You know, strange law, not a good combination.
Nope.
Yee.
Then ironically, the school after that, I had almost the same situation, but the parent was not unreasonable and it was solved quite quickly.
Oh, that's nice.
I pulled up to a stop, no one's there. I look, no one's there. I shut the door and start pulling away. I see the kids coming down the block as I'm turning on them, turning onto that street. And so I just tell the parent that I have to pull around the block and make the stop at the usual corner, and she does, and it's fine.
Yay. They must have had like an inner sense of dread when you saw them coming.
Yeah. But yeah.
All the jazz.
Yeah. Good. Very good. It's probably about time to reset the camera.
Bus. Are they like annoying you, or like personally, or just in general the noise? Or do they like come up and bug you?
My kids for my first school in each. So I have 4 schools in total. One is the first school. The first school for my AM and my PM routes switch.
Okay.
So I have 3 schools on each route, on the AM route and the PM route. But
Okay.
so both of the first schools on the routes are high school.
Okay.
So they're quite reasonable. The only, like every once in a while, they can be annoying if I don't do something they want me to do. But it's not nearly as bad as the other kids. The middle school on my route, I feel like I basically have no control over them. Like, and I actually got a bit chewed out today because one of the other drivers happened to be behind me and saw the kids doing all sorts of stuff they shouldn't be doing. So
like jumping around, or?
yeah, and so I'm probably gonna have to start playing hardball. Hardball being the bus don't move if you're not sitting. Which will also likely mean I'm gonna be really late for that school for a couple days until the kids learn how to sit.
Well, they show up the first time and, you know, get chewed out for being late. I'll catch on.
Yeah.
Provided the teacher is a teacher who embraces rules.
Yeah. The kids in the third route, they're not that bad in terms of safety. Like, they do some amount of standing around, standing up that they shouldn't be doing, but not nearly that bad.
Good.
They're just loud.
Wear earplugs?
I have to be able to hear what's going on the road too.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
And if dispatch calls me over the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's rough. Now that I'm on week 2, I think I have enough general knowledge of how this is going to work to know that I don't necessarily want this to be my career. because I had kind of been leaving open the option of if I like doing this enough and it pays the bills sufficiently, I shouldn't feel the need to keep searching for a computer science job.
As it stands now.
I do not think I am cut out being a school bus driver in perpetuity.
Very few people are.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad gig to start with. Pays well.
Nope.
19 an hour.
Woo! That is really a good starting wage.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
The reason is unions.
I was gonna say the kids, but also that.
I mean, the reason the union has enough power is there aren't a super wide pool of people who are willing to drive school bus.
That's true. Yeah.
If everyone was willing and it didn't require a commercial driver's license, then I don't think a union could keep a hold of the company.
Yeah.
But
yeah, when used rightly, unions are good things.
yeah,
When abused, they're not such good things. But
yeah.
for the most part, they are.
The one thing I don't like about the union for student is the union has enough power that their contract with First Student includes basically when you are hired by First Student, you have to join the union,
Oh.
which includes paying union fees. So like, if it wasn't for that, I probably would still would still join the union and pay the union fees.
Just the fact that you have to.
Leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
Being forced to rather than given the option to.
yeah, like it stops feeling like, oh, this is a bunch of all of us fellow workers are banding together to protect ourselves from the man TM, and it starts feeling like more, oh, there's just a second the man TM involved here.
The underman. The subman. The man junior.
I'm gonna get more water.
Ah, water. A very good thing. Should we throw some more stuff on there?
Probably throw the big piece on just a little bit.
You mean the great big one?
Well, we want to throw that on early.
Yeah. That's true. It's a bit big. I'm not sure if it'll fit. Look at anything in particular in the Bible lately?
My Bible reading has not been nearly as prevalent as it should be.
No, I'm in the same boat. I'm actually going to try, I think I told you, I'm joining a Bible study to try to help with that. With school schedule, it's just messed everything up, and I wasn't able to defend it. What we're going to do is that, I'll get one of those study Bibles that's got daily readings. So it breaks it up into Old Testament, Psalms, New Testament.
Yeah.
And we can both get one together.
We could. Back when I was doing more active at Bible studying, I was doing a year-long read through the Bible course on a Bible app I downloaded.
Hey, that'd be great.
And it also included audio versions of all the different translations.
Ooh, I like that. What app is that?
Let me check. Should still have it downloaded.
I'd love to do that too. That sounds like a great idea.
The U-version Bible app.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I think I actually have it. Whenever I try to make it on my own, I just gotta do it on my own time. I always drop it. I just can't keep going without a plan.
Yep.
I'm just noticing recently.
I was thinking we'd save these, use one of them as a fire poker.
That's what I was bringing them for actually.
Okay. Bring a phone with these as fire poker.
Yeah.
They're both good fire poker sticks. And once the fire gets hot enough, the fire poker sticks start to go away. So
Yeah. Is one of these the fire poker sticks from last time?
that one is, as you
Wonder-
can tell by it still being charged.
Yeah.
It's only 8:20. I was thinking it was later than that already, but
I guess because of... Sorry, I just really had some ash. Sorry.
not good.
Sorry, gang. Of 3. Yeah. Yeah.
I like how we've decided that there are only 3 viewers. Like, not just it's a small number, that is the number.
Exactly 3. And if there are multiple views, it's because those 3 people keep coming back.
Yep, there will always only ever be 3 viewers.
Prove us wrong. You can. They won't believe you, there's only 3.
Even if 4 people post comments,
Yeah.
clearly that just means that one person made multiple YouTube accounts just to prove us wrong.
the only possible explanation, really. When you really think about it.
Yeah.
Simple logic. 3.
Yeah.
Man. Wanna go at it? That's the non-charred end that you're holding?
Yeah.
Sorry, viewers at home, about my sporadic coughing. So let me check and see if that's what I've got here. Oh, I got some kind of it now.
Okay,
Oh, yep.
let's see if I can slot in the big boy here.
Yeah, sure enough, it says the U version. Although I think there's something wrong with its. Woo! Oh, gee. You okay?
Yeah. just my body's warning signals of, you're getting close to a fire. Stop doing that, Chris. Kicking in at right the time they're supposed to.
Yep. That's
Okay.
good. That's a good sign.
Yep.
You're still alive.
And I successfully got the big boy TM into the fire.
Yahoo. All rights reserved.
So I will call that an unmitigated success.
Woohoo! There's something wrong with its streak counting mechanism in the U version. For some reason it says I'm on a 55-day streak, but I haven't opened it in a long time. Can't figure out what's wrong with it.
That's weird.
I know. It must register it being open, but it's not. There's something alive over there. Do you see it? There's a living
Oh,
creature.
yes. That's a pupper.
That's a pupper. I didn't know they had a pupper.
Yeah, they have 2 puppers.
Oh.
That one's nicer because it's deaf, so it doesn't bark as much.
Oh, it's deaf. Poor creature. So if it sees us, it'll bark?
No, it just doesn't. It doesn't bark much.
That's nice.
The other one is very big and barks a lot.
Ah. Oh dear. Thankfully that one seems to be inside right now.
Yep.
So, here I am on the version. Where is this thing? Plan?
I do not know.
Pardon.
Here we go. Third
Oh, there we go.
checkbox.
Plans. Find plans. You know what it's called?
Hmm?
I say, you know what it's called?
No, I finished it a while ago, so
Oh,
it's no longer in my plans.
Oh, you went all the way through the year with it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, there were some times when I was behind, but I was able to catch up.
Yeah. Well, my family and I did one of those things with little pieces of paper a while back. That'd probably be a good idea to do it every year. Let's see, if I just search yearly, I bet I can find it. Or just the word year. Oh, guess not. Oh, there it is, Bible in 1 year. 2017, must be good enough.
What's the plan that you found?
It's just called Bible in 1 year 2017. You have like a list of completed plans?
No.
That's funny, I think I do.
There is a 2018 version.
Oh.
Not like it really matters all that much.
No. Yeah. I want to get the up-to-date Bible, you know. One year and 1,000 probably matters.
Well, you want to work together to keep each other accountable for actually doing that?
I think it'd be a great idea. I feel like my passion has gone way down, and I've been wondering why, and I just realized, well, how often do I read the Bible?
Yeah.
And think of, and just consciously, actively, every day, remember that God is a person. He is my Father, not just a thing that I should get better at, but someone I should know better. I mean, even having known God for so many years, people who live until they're 90 years old have just barely scratched the surface.
Yep.
Recently, I did our bass skit. I told you about those, didn't I? Every year, each section in the choir does a skit for the fun of it.
Okay.
And the bass skit is deliberately the absolute weirdest thing we can possibly make it. So like a couple years ago was the Bass Olympics, where we carried in the section leaders on mattresses and chanted the Olympic theme. And when they were supposed to be as simple, one of the baritones would just shout "crash" as loud as he could.
Crash!
It was great. Da, na, da, 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 da. Crash! Until we finally got in, and then we had the weirdest events. Like one of them was the slap off, where these two guys would just face each other like this, and then one would go as hard as he could across one guy's face, and the other guy would do the same thing, and they just keep going until somebody could stop. And there was the 30-meter butterfly, which was the guys took off their shirts, somebody smeared butter all over their chest, and they sort of waggled across the floor as fast as they could. Then there was the waxing event, where a guy would sat down, rolled up his pants, and they waxed his legs. Just like one little bit of it, but still, it was enough. So whoever cried the least, I think, won that event. And then the end was just a big fist fight. I think that the winner was from the country of Spoon, if I remember right. That was his flag, was just a spoon. He communicated by screaming. His
This feels like a Tick reference.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But his national anthem was the Jurassic Park theme played badly on kazoo. I tell you, and then we ended by us getting a big fist fight, taking off our shirts, punching each other, pretending to punch each other, and then we all leaped out the windows. We were on the ground level.
Oh, that's where people is.
Hi.
Yeah.
Here people is. Yeah,
I said I was trying to organize a fire for Friday night.
here I am.
That's fine. I've only had about 20 different things going on this week, so.
I suppose. I didn't actually put it on the calendar. There also isn't much room for me to have put it on the calendar, but...
Oh, say hi to our exactly 3 viewers. Yeah, I mean, it's pointing that way, but...
Oh.
But yes, we have exactly 3 viewers. We have decided that there are 3.
Okay.
Even if there are 20 views, that just means some of them watched it multiple times.
Okay.
Yep. It's him, me, and a fan.
Okay. No, I got home and I'm like, it's dark. Where is it? I knew where Dad was. I just didn't know you were outside.
Yep.
Oh, there's the good old summer triangle. You can still see it. See it up there?
You mean the airplane?
No, he's right in the middle of it right now. 3 bright stars.
Ah.
And you see that one in the upper left? Over there?
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
See how just to the right of it there are 3 stars in a line there?
Yep.
The middle one is Anna's star. She told me that a few years ago. She said, that's always been her star since she was little. She looked up the star, picked one, and thought, I like that one. It's the one I can see the easiest. That's gonna be my star.
Okay.
How you doing,
I
Helen?
mean,
Good. Yeah, it's that kind of a day. Why is it we always make fires on hot days? We never make fire on a cold day.
because then we'd be cold.
Well, yeah, but it's fires.
No, I am kind of I do think it would be cool to if I can actually make this weekly fires thing actually be more or less weekly.
Bye.
To still continue it once the snow's come.
It'd be really nice in the winter.
Yeah.
Huddle around in our parkas and have a nice full fire. First, we have to find some wood that wasn't damp from the snow.
I mean, that or just get better at making fires.
Well, yeah. And you can't make fires with damp snow, can you?
Let me show you the existence of a video. I'm not going to actually play it.
What? We should get another chair?
I think she's just taking care of her buddy.
I'm planning on going to this. My brain is very exhausted.
No, that didn't sense. What's the Latin name for red?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I figured it would probably be you. Oh yeah.
in the middle of winter, survived overnight.
And he made a fire somehow.
Yes.
No tools.
No tools. He just found the appropriate pieces of wood to rub together a fire.
Man, it's legendary. I really hope he doesn't die in some stupid way like a car accident or accidentally falls off a cliff or something. Like, he deserves to survive forever.
Yep.
Like, he chokes on a gobstopper or something.
And like
what a
he
waste.
apparently tries doing like new survival challenges every about once a year from like something he's never done before to like see if he can do it.
Well,
I'm like, where do you go after literally staying overnight in the winter with no clothes
and
or
no
anything?
tools or anything. You can't go up from there.
Like, oh, I'm going to walk into an active rain. Not even an active rainstorm. I think would top that.
No.
Active hurricane.
Active
survival challenge.
Active volcano. With nothing but this thumb. I survived with this thumb.
Actually, that could be something to make it harder. Just redo this challenge next year. But
This thumb.
well, not only his thumb, but like tying one hand literally behind his back to simulate. Okay, he lost an arm in the whatever accident stranded him out in this woods.
Oh, jeez.
Now can he survive for a night?
Probably just gonna become immune to all the elements.
I mean,
The invincible.
the amount of time that man can walk barefoot on snow to gather firewood.
We should call him Barefoot Grillis.
But yeah, that man is wild.
Okay.
So if he can make a fire, we can with those conditions, with the benefits of modern technology, and maybe a bit of lighter fluid, we can certainly get something going in the winter.
Yeah. There's no doubt now.
Especially if we go over to the farm and have fires at the farm.
Oh boy, do I ever look forward to that. Will you have any animals, I wonder?
Eventually, almost certainly, because Allie exists.
You think that at that farm you'll ever have a horse? Really?
She said that I should enter there's like an essay contest that you can enter, and you can do it for like Arabian Pool and
Woo!
a quarter horse pole or something.
Amazing.
She said I should do that.
You think you have a name you're thinking of, or would that be the kind of thing where you see the horse and then think,
See the horse one.
yeah, I wish they weren't so big and hard to take care of and requiring a open space. Inexpensive.
Yeah.
And something you can't have in the city. Aside from that, I think I like that one. I always wanted a horse called Maelstrom.
Yeah, horses are probably one of the largest animals that my fear instincts around animals don't go immediately off around. Like,
Yeah.
I still am somewhat uneasy if I get super close to a horse,
Yeah.
just because I haven't spent a lot of time actively with horses. But
Yeah.
I'm totally laughing at you.
listen, it is well known that I am afraid of random dogs once before I get to know them. I do not have shame about this. It is just a fact about
I
me.
mean, if you're afraid of random Shih Tzus.
Depends on how loud they bark.
But you know, their bark is worse than their bite. Don't sit on my phone. Oh, no, it's in my pocket.
But yeah.
Well, horses I can understand, because you get behind a horse, and, you know, they can hurt you.
Yeah.
Is there some rule like either 6 inches or 6 feet?
Behind the horse?
Yeah. Either be 6 inches behind it or be 6 feet behind it. Don't be anywhere in that range.
Yeah. Because you either want to be completely out of their kicking range or so close that they feel like they're getting momentum. But if you're smart and the horse and you decide that you're pretty good around horses, that you should be next to a horse that would kick you, then you shouldn't have to worry about it.
They're just so neat. I wish I had more experience with horses. I mean, I just have experience with cats, and there's not a lot of skills to carry over there.
Be on their good side, so they don't fuck kill you.
I imagine that the good side is not behind them. All the other sides are its good side. What was it that Sherlock Holmes said? They're dangerous at both ends and crafty in the middle, or something like that.
That's a good quote.
Cats.
No, horses. I would have want something with a mind of its own, bobbing about between my legs.
Well,
I mean, I love horses. I think they're great. But you know,
well,
that's
if you're on a horse, a way that if they do go crazy, if you hold one hand like close to you, and then just really short in the other way, or just yank it, so they have to go in really tight circles, they really can't.
makes sense. I suppose you must have heard the story about the old horse that belonged to the preacher. You heard this?
No.
There was a horse that belonged to a preacher once, and he was deciding he's getting up in years, the man of the horse, and thought, well, I can't take care of this beautiful animal anymore. I've got to sell him to somebody. And so he had this horse most of his life, and so he invited one of his parishioners over to have a look at the horse. He said, now this horse is a bit different because I've owned it for a long time and he knows my commands. So when I want him to go, I say, praise the Lord, and he goes. And when I want him to stop, I say, amen, and he stops. And he says, okay, well, all right, I can get used to that. So we want to give him a test run? Well, sure. So he got on. And he said, okay, have him go out into the countryside. So he said, praise the Lord, and off he went. Galloping as fast as he could, past trees and things. Then he realized where he was. He realized that, he was coming to the edge of, a pretty steep drop. And so he started yanking back on the reins and going, whoa, 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 and nothing was happening. The horse was going just as fast. Finally, he remembered what the preacher said, and he said, amen! And the horse skidded to a stop right in front of the precipice. And he went, oh, praise the Lord.
I think we could all figure out what happened.
Yeah. Ah! Amen.
Too late.
It's just like
Time to use the third command. I'm coming soon. Hopefully it wasn't too steep.
But yeah, we probably won't run out of firewood at the farm anytime soon, given that a couple weeks ago when we were all over there for painting, my dad and I worked on cutting down a few branches on some of the trees that were like really low hanging or like dead branches.
Yeah.
And when I say branches, I mean
Big?
like some of them were this thick at the base.
Oh, wow. That's some good firewood.
So we filled up the 6-foot fire pit with wood and then have more wood just from that lying around. And we only got rid of like 2 or 3 of the branches that we were targeting.
Nice. That'll last you a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me, we had that tree of ours cut down because of Dutch elm disease. Very sad. Big tree. But
Is it all done now?
yeah, it's all down. Just a stump left. And but we saved a few cool chunks making the coasters and things. But I just remembered I got to put linseed oil in those things. They're gonna dry up and crack and fall into pieces. And I don't know what to do. I'm not a woodworker. All I know is
Doesn't
slather
Anna's
linseed oil.
Doesn't Anna's dad do a lot of woodworking?
I'd actually thought about asking him. But it turns out one of the guys who was cutting down the tree was also a woodworker, so he told us what to do.
Okay.
So we just need to buckle and see do I want to be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so on top of the extreme amounts of wood available, the other reason I want to eventually start doing Friday fires there, not just here, is that friends from Lawrence can also show up, because the farm being 2 hours in that direction is now a almost reasonable distance for somebody to drive from Lawrence.
Yeah.
Not like a lot of Lawrenceans have cars,
Hmm.
but a non-zero number of them do.
Yeah. Oh, that should be enough. Just carpool.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 hours, that's not a bad distance. Just enough to get
Well,
out
it's
of
2 hours for us, so it'd be 3 hours for them.
Right.
There's probably some of them who live closer.
Yeah.
Like if they have like more.
Lawrence
yeah,
is like the
I mean-
farthest east you can go in Wisconsin, isn't it?
Pretty close. It's
It's-
not quite like exactly farthest east.
Well,
but
no, but I mean it's close enough that it's almost on the lake. Isn't it?
yeah.
Well, further maybe there.
Yep.
So, more than likely there's a few that live. What? Whoa! Did you see that?
Well.
There's a shooting star just right across there.
Oh.
I think. Yeah, maybe the glasses did that. Wow.
I see 2 planes.
Yeah. No, it definitely wasn't one of those. It was moving fast. It reminds me, up in Camp Chaminade, we saw a shooting star that came directly toward us. Yeah. It didn't go across the sky. It just got bright and then disappeared. Huh. So I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah. But looked at each other like, duck? What should we do? But yeah, it had already
You
burned
had
up.
to go oh wait, not that.
But yeah, one of my friends from Lawrence she's a senior this year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure what her post-graduation plans will be, but her parents currently live so I went to her 21st birthday party over spring break, and it was like 45 minutes drive out of the cities in a Wisconsin-ward direction. So she is also very fond of fire and or stabbing things. So once she is no longer actively in school, she's probably fairly likely to join us for
Hey.
some of them fires.
Well, we combine the two interests and roast bratwurst over them. Or would she want to, or would she want to, like, you know, eviscerate her own animal to create a hot dog?
Either or.